and welcome to the Crewcast podcast. My name is Ashley Krunagel.
I'm Troy Krunagel.
We are a married couple who got bored of quarantine. You can find these podcasts on Spotify or Apple Music. We will also be uploading this to YouTube. We post it every Monday. Wednesday is the hope. We have to check with our distributor first.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to give a quick shout out to the makers of our podcast music in the very beginning of this. That would be podcast.co. That is the exact web address, podcast.co/music. They create royalty-free music you can use in any podcast that you would like or any other material. So go ahead and use them if you would like to have royalty-free music. I can't even talk today.
It happens.
Today is Valentine's Day, so we're going to talk about something that I hold very dear to my heart. And no, it is not my husband. It is Grey's Anatomy. We are debating characters.
Mm-hmm.
So if you haven't seen the show and you would like to, I would suggest not listening to this episode. There will be many spoilers and many, many harsh opinions.
Yeah.
We're kicking it off with Meredith Grey.
Yo, she's kind of a bitch, though.
I like her.
Okay, but, she also kind of sucks.
I think she can be selfish sometimes.
Yeah, 95% of the time.
No, I would say it's 60% of the time.
Okay.
But I like her. She's a good mom.
60.
She's a good wife.
Yeah.
You don't think she's a good wife? You think she's a good mom?
Yeah, she's a good mom.
You'll sound very convinced about that.
I mean, she's a good mom. I think sometimes her wife decisions are, not great.
I mean, her trauma kind of...
Yeah, but also, Shepard got the offer to go to D.C., and then she got mad when he accepted it, and then he said, okay, fine, I won't accept it, and then she got mad again.
Because it was something he really wanted to do, and she took it as him, abandoning the family.
Yeah? It's working for the president.
If Joseph Biden called you on the phone and offered you a job, would you take it?
Yeah.
If it meant leaving this entire place behind and the tiny house that we are still building.
Is he paying me millions
Out
of
the
dollars a year?
wazoo.
Yeah, because I could work there for 10 years and come back. Literally never have to worry about money again.
Okay, but the verdict is that Meredith Grey's okay.
Yeah, I'll give you okay.
Okay.
I'll give you okay.
Derek Shepard.
Not the hottest member of the show.
See, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I think he's the second hottest. I
Yeah.
think the first hottest is Mark.
Yep, agree.
I agree. Yes.
Also, Derek Shepard had...
You're going to bring up his death again?
The truck that hit Derek Shepard had so much time to see him. That truck was on a straight street and had about 10 miles of visibility before he plowed into him. There was no need for Derek to die.
I disagree.
Dang, you're wrong.
I think that it's his fault. He was the one turning around in the middle of the road and they decided to check his phone.
But that truck had so much time to see him.
It's a giant truck.
Yeah, and he had about 20 miles to see
You
him.
know how hard it is to break in one of those?
Apparently a lot harder than that truck driver made it, because he didn't break at all.
Okay, we're supposed to be debating if Derek Shepard is a good character or not.
Sometimes he is, sometimes he isn't.
Oh, back to the Meredith thing. Can we talk about how shitty it was that she just unplugged Derek without calling his family first?
Yeah, that's kind of some ass.
She just unplugs him, doesn't call his sister.
Yeah.
None of his sisters, does not call his mom.
It's kind of ridiculous.
Just goes, take him.
Yep.
I think I would at least call your mom
Oh, yeah.
before unplugging you and offing myself.
That's ridiculous. Excuse me.
I would not. I only make those jokes because I was suicidal as a teen, so
This is true.
I am allowed to joke.
Who's up next?
Alex Karev. Oh, loaded.
The way they wrote this man off of the show is the worst way I've ever seen a character written off of Grey's Anatomy.
I agree.
What's her name? Izzy?
Joe. Izzy?
Izzy is my least favorite character on the show.
Calm down. We'll get to Izzy.
And
We're on Alex.
I think Alex going back to her and leaving Joe after all they built is a bitch move.
I agree.
And it is a terrible way to write him off.
I don't know if this is a super hot take, but any of the other two options they chose that they had on the list would have been fine.
Yep.
They made a statement. They had 3 options to get rid of Alex. One was to kill him off screen.
Could have worked.
They said that they couldn't do that because they didn't want to put the characters through that much trauma, as if they haven't already killed 2 people in a plane crash
Right.
that also claimed the life of another person's leg. They killed so many other people.
Yep.
As if that wasn't enough trauma at all. I think that would have been the best plan.
Yeah.
The other option, I forget what it was, but it was good. And then the third option was what they actually did, which was have him just go back to Izzy without explaining it at all.
Yeah, terrible.
Oh, yes. The second option was to have him still technically be a character, but never see him because he's working at a completely different hospital.
Yeah. That would have been way
That
better.
would have been fine.
Yep.
If they were going to do what they did, they should have planned it out farther and asked Katherine Heigl to come back.
Yep.
For like 2 episodes.
I agree.
You could have explained it in 2 episodes.
Yep. Would have been super easy, but no.
Nope, just ruin it. Destroy Joe's heart.
Yep. Terrible.
George O'Malley.
I love George.
My heart breaks for George.
Dude got cleaned by that bus, though.
It's all Owen's fault.
It is. It literally is.
Owen Hunt should be hit by a bus.
Yeah,
I hope he dies this season.
We'll get to Owen.
Mm-hmm. George had such a kind heart. I wish they would have gone with T.R. Knight's suggestion and made him gay.
Yeah. It's even worse that they had, like, actual gay characters after he was gone.
Yes.
Because, like, obviously they were open to it, but they just didn't.
Well, they turned his wife bisexual.
Yeah. Yeah.
But refused his request for his character
Yeah.
to at least become bisexual.
He kind of got screwed there.
I don't understand what the issue was. I think it was because of Isaiah Washington.
Probably.
Who, by the way, caused George to leave because he called them the F slur.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot stand Isaiah Washington for that reason.
Yeah.
Here you go, buddy. Izzy Stevens.
Oh, worst character in the show.
Katherine Heigl did such a good job with that character, though.
Yeah, but
and she
character.
deserved so much more
Yeah.
than what Shonda Rhimes gave her.
Yeah. But, like, makes dumb decision after dumb decision. Repeatedly. I feel like when she's in the show, every episode is just like, what dumb decision can Izzy make today?
How irrationally emotional and obsessive can she be in an episode?
Right.
Is my question.
It's so bad.
I don't understand falling in love with a patient and then cutting an LVAD.
Yeah.
I get that a little bit, you know, but I don't understand how you go from that with your oath of medicine.
Yeah.
That's part of the drama. I'll chalk it up to that. But the rest of her leaving Alex was awful.
Yeah.
She just ghosted him, didn't care or anything, and she didn't even care about her cancer.
Yep.
It did not make sense to me. I think it was really bitchy, and it was an awful move.
Yep.
I think that Katherine Heigl was 100% correct in her requests, multiple requests, that she have a better character.
Yep. It's terrible.
Let's talk about Jackson Avery.
I love me some Jackson Avery.
I have mixed feelings
Do
for
you?
Jackson because, well, now he has dated 2 of Meredith Gray's sisters.
This is true.
Although, was he dating Lexi or was he just going to Pound Town?
You know, I think it was just some, hey, you know.
Also, what is happening with him and Joe?
I think you're ahead of me on that one, buddy.
Was it Joe?
It's the last episode I've seen is him and April just had the kid that wouldn't live.
Then I will not speak of that further. Mark Sloan.
Oh,
Best character.
I mean, he's kind of a dick, but, best character.
Well, yeah. I mean, he did sleep with Derek's wife.
Yeah.
At the time.
Yeah.
I think old Mark is awful.
Yeah.
The Mark that happened after him and Lexi broke up the first time is a much better person.
I agree.
And it's a shame that he died.
Yeah.
Christina Yang.
I like her, but she is a dick. But she's just super focused on surgery.
She's a wasp. And I admire it.
Yeah.
Or as Christina would put it, she's a shark.
Yeah.
I don't like the way that she just took that intern with her to Switzerland.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy that. However, Christina is Christina.
Christina do
and
be
that's
Christina.
just gonna
I think that's the best
Christina
way you
do
can
be
describe her.
Christina.
Yeah.
That's just how Christina is, so.
Yeah.
The question that I have with that though is, did he get to finish his residency?
That's a good question.
So does he actually get to keep his title as a doctor, having gone through all of the residency and attending fellowships?
I would assume so.
Lexi Gray.
Also great.
I think she was a mediocre character.
Really?
I think she had a lot more potential
Yeah.
than they gave her, and then they just killed her, so.
That is true.
I think that she was 100% right to be mad at Mark, but also, how was he supposed to know that Callie was going to be pregnant?
Yeah. It's not really like...
I don't know how you can get mad at that one.
Yeah.
And chastise him for it. She could have been nice and been like, I'm happy for you, but I don't want to be a mom.
Yeah.
Instead of, how did you get me in this situation again?
Right.
Which I think is the exact words. Callie Torres. I want to talk about Callie Torres' actor, Sarah Ramirez. They are insane at acting. Every role that they have played just mesmerizes me. They've been in a few different shows, and I think they do a great job.
Yeah.
But Callie needs to get it together.
Yeah.
Callie is way too emotional. She does not know what she's doing.
She's very emotional.
She blames a lot of things on other people. I agree that Arizona was destroying a lot of different things, right? And it was really hurting their relationship. I think you can hear your scrolling.
Okay.
On here,
There we go.
sir. Thank you. But I think Callie Torres is a great character.
I love Callie.
Me too.
She's a very good mom.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
They are in New York now, the whole family?
I have not seen that, so that
I
is
think.
out of my expertise.
Oh, but you've seen the last few episodes from the new season.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go, buddy. Owen Hunt.
Oh.
Worst character in the entire series, I would say.
He causes so many deaths.
He starts there, just grabs Christina and sexually assaults her by kissing her without her permission.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Which I thought was such a weird way to introduce somebody.
Yeah.
He convinced George to go into the army, which resulted in him getting hit by a bus and dying.
Yep.
So, I hate him for that.
He can't get over his PTSD.
He has such a god complex.
Yeah. He refuses to get help for his PTSD.
Oh, Christina, you're pregnant. Have my baby. I don't want to have your baby. I've told you I don't want to have babies. Do you still want to marry me? Sure. Why won't you have my babies?
Yep.
She told you way in advance. I don't want babies.
He's very selfish.
I agree. There's more that happens with his whole PTSD thing.
Great.
Sorry that I choked you.
We
Sorry.
do not stand Owen Hunt in this household.
Owen Hunt, I hope he dies this season. I really hope that his character dies. I'm done.
I think Meredith's gonna die too. I think this is the end.
I think she's just gonna move on. I don't think she's gonna die. I think she's gonna pack up and leave.
I can see it.
Jo Wilson,
I love
the
Jo.
goddess of this series.
Yeah, I love me some Jo.
Good for you. I love Jo Wilson. She is so nice. I have not seen any episode where she has been downright mean to someone
She does not
on
deserve-
purpose.
She doesn't deserve what happens to her.
What?
She doesn't deserve what happens to her.
No, she does
At
not
all.
deserve to be left by it. She deserved so much more than Alex Karev.
Absolutely.
Did you hear the buzz in your
No.
voice?
Just
What are you
making
looking
sure I was my filter was good.
Andrew DeLuca.
I have not seen much of DeLuca, so
He's in Way Over His Head,
is he?
in my mind.
Is he
Yes.
the dude who's caught the child trafficker
Yes.
and no one believed him?
Yes.
But then he was actually like,
he was in a real manic episode at
Yeah.
the time, so I understand them not believing him.
but he was 100% correct.
He was correct. Yeah, that was actually addressed in one of the new episodes.
Mm,
They're working on it. I want to see where that goes.
yeah. Better wrap it up because this is gonna be the last season.
I hope it's the last season. I'm tired. I love this series. I will watch anything new that comes out, but I am tired. It's time.
Season 17, right?
Yeah.
That's a lot of fucking
Season
seasons.
17.
That's a lot of seasons of any TV
I agree.
show. They have
Amelia
every-
Shepherd.
Oh, Amelia.
I don't like her.
She OD'd with her fiance. She didn't OD, but her ex-fiance.
No, they
OD'd.
both OD'd. She
Oh,
survived
right, she
the
said
OD. He did not.
Yeah.
I do feel bad for her.
Can I, that felt very out of place in this show for some reason.
It gets addressed in private practice.
Yeah, but it just feels very out of place for Grace. It feels like a Breaking Bad scene got transported into Grace.
I think more on her backstory should have been a thing. Because
Yeah.
they go into Meredith's backstory all the time.
Yeah, but they'll go into backstory, but they don't normally go that dark into a backstory, you know?
Yes. They went into Derek's a bit. They showed a whole scene where Derek's dad is shot and killed.
Yeah, but even then, that's kind of different.
But the fact that they would do that, but they won't bring in Amelia's issues, and they won't flash back to her overdose or her losing her baby, does not compute for me how they wouldn't just explain that a little bit more to me.
I think what it is for me is we see shootings and everything because people come in with gunshot wounds all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So seeing backstory of a character getting shot's kind of nothing. But Grey's doesn't really have people coming in ODing. That's not a very common thing in the show.
It is now.
Yeah, but it wasn't when she was introduced.
Right. I think they should have gone into it a lot more.
It was just kind of dry. I think because I also watched that part high, so I was super confused.
We've been experimenting with THC. Very small amounts on weekends, not while we're working or anything. It's just like a Friday night, Saturday
It just
things.
felt out of place when I first heard it.
It is very out of place.
Yeah.
April Kepner. I think she's very high strung.
She's okay.
The struggle that we see between her and her faith is really telling.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's unfortunate that she had to go through that.
She's kind of like background noise for me.
That's a really good description, actually. I don't know if that's a hot take, but I feel like
I'm not super interested in her
It's
storylines, to be honest.
I think it's just background music in my mind.
Yeah, it's kind of like elevator music. Speaking of elevators, why does every season gotta have the elevator scene? Or it seems like every couple of seasons they have something happen with the elevator.
But the best one is Heart in the Elevator guy, George O'Malley. That was a great episode.
Yeah. Then there's a dude who gets his legs chopped off by the elevator.
Which that would not happen. It would not have been that clean.
Yeah. It would have been real messy. Anyway. Next character.
We're not going to talk about April losing her child.
She's like background noise to me. I'm just very... I don't really care one way or the other for her storylines, I'm going to be honest.
Wow, kind of mean.
I like this story because it's got Avery in it, but if it was like her and the firefighter and her losing her kid, I wouldn't really care about it.
I think that her and Avery should have stayed a thing.
Spoilers, I'm not that far.
Well, then why are we having this episode?
I don't know, you're the one who brought it up, buddy.
I've told you that they split up before.
Dude, I forgot that. That was like months ago.
That was last week.
Might as well be months ago.
I keep telling him to get tested for ADHD, and he won't.
No.
He doesn't want to see the results.
What's next? I was gonna
Arizona
say,
Robbins.
She was a fucking meanie after she got her leg cut off.
Grief can make you
Yeah.
mad. When Alex died, one of my best friends ended up committing not alive. He killed himself. I was pretty angry.
Yeah.
Remember me getting really pissed at you all the time?
Yeah, but then she like gets mad at Callie for just like being alive.
I was mad at you for being alive.
Yeah.
See, I get that part. What I don't get is cheating on your wife in the
Yeah.
middle of a thunderstorm because the lady that was there, who was also a lesbian,
Yeah.
said that you could. And then thinking, I should fight for custody
Yeah, it's kind of
over this child
terrible.
when I'm the one that cheated and ruined the relationship.
Right.
Dr. Addison Montgomery.
God, she's rude.
I don't know why she was so mean to Meredith.
She was
Because-
mean to Arizona too.
Was she mean to Arizona?
Yeah.
When?
When Arizona was studying under her.
That's not Montgomery. Addison is Derek's
Oh,
ex-wife.
I was thinking of the baby.
The other one, yeah.
doctor
That's not her.
nurse, Okay, never mind then. Yeah, she's so mean for no reason.
I don't understand why she was so mean
I don't know.
to Meredith because she's the one that cheated first.
Right.
What do you expect to happen? You expect him not to move on ever?
Right.
You've been separated for God knows how long. You're still in New York and your husband is in Seattle. What's he going to do?
He's not gonna sleep with anyone.
Never.
I mean, look at this man.
He's gorgeous.
Yeah.
I love him. Miranda Bailey.
Oh,
I love her.
best doctor.
I
on the
think
show.
she gets a little too involved in things that do not concern her.
Yeah.
Like
Best
how
doctor.
she would commit insurance fraud, but when Meredith does it, it's a big deal.
Yeah, she's
The
kinda
biggest issue?
hypocritical.
I agree. She's a little bit hypocritical. Great mom, great
Mhm.
wife.
Yeah.
Great doctor. All around, I would pay double to have her as my surgeon
I agree.
because I know she'll do it right.
Yep.
Not when she had her giant bout of undiagnosed,
Oh no.
unmedicated
Yeah,
OCD.
no.
But her as a surgeon in general, I would do anything for her to be my surgeon.
Absolutely.
And the actor, bane of my existence, Isaiah Washington, we're talking about Preston Burke.
Even as a character, he's not very good.
I think he's super proper, and neither of us are very proper people. Both of our
Yeah.
parents kind of grew up in the middle of nowhere. So we have very different values.
It's very it's kind of got to stick up his butt.
I agree. He's very... he comes off very judgmental
Yeah.
without being judgmental,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. And then his actor's just kind of a big dickhead.
A homophobe.
So there's that.
Teddy Altman.
This is another character, right? Background noise.
Yeah, except first of all, Owen, you deserved to be cheated on because you cheated on Christina.
Yeah.
Sir.
Yeah.
I saw that. Eyes on the podcast, buddy, not your other
Mine is
monitor.
on the podcast.
No, they're not. They
Yeah,
were
they're
on Reddit.
Right here, dude.
They were on Reddit.
They're right in front of me.
You're gonna get married, right?
Yeah.
The day before your wedding, you're gonna sleep with your ex-lover and
Right.
leave the voicemail for your fiance
Exactly.
of you having sex with him.
It's just there's so many characters in the show that are just terrible people.
I don't know how she's still on the show.
Exactly.
She
doesn't-
drove a wedge between Owen and Christina.
To me, she doesn't like. Why is she here?
To drive a wedge between Owen and Christina.
Yeah. I guess.
And then she accomplished that task and now doesn't know what she wants to do with her life. Richard Weber. A classic character.
Yeah. I do like me some Richard Weber.
There are times when I think he was a little bit over the top and I didn't like what he was doing, but 99% of the time, fantastic.
He's a lot more calm in the later seasons,
Is there a train going by our house?
maybe. But the later seasons, he's definitely like the chill old dude.
Yes.
It's nice.
Denny Duquette is up next on the list, but I refuse to talk about him.
Yeah.
I only see him as Negan,
Yeah, same.
and we're not doing that.
Beat Glenn to death.
Maggie Pierce,
She was kind of rude to Weber for no reason.
right?
Like, quit being a
If-
dick.
I was your daughter, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I came up next to you, and you didn't know you had a kid.
Yeah.
And I indirectly, without knowing, told you that I'm your kid.
Yeah.
Would you immediately be like, oh, well, in that case, I think you're my kid? Or would you take some time to think about it?
Yeah. You'd definitely be
And
like,
how you want to be like, I'm your father.
yeah. You definitely think about it. You wouldn't be like, oh, I'm your kid, I'm your dad. Like, what?
That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. She's a
That's
really
all
good
I
doc-
have to say.
Yeah. She's a really good doctor.
I don't have much to say about her.
Yeah, she's kind of weird.
Kind of bitchy.
I agree. Who's up?
But I am too, so I don't know how much I can say on that. Oh, Levi Schmidt, the gay one
I don't know who that
with the
is.
glasses, the intern.
I have
Nathan
not-
Riggs.
I haven't seen him at all.
Okay, so we'll skip those two.
Okay.
Stephanie Edwards.
This is the... No, who's this?
She is the spunky African American lady who is a resident now. I think she has interns, and she was part of Neuro for a bit.
Oh, she's the one who dated Avery.
Yes.
Okay. And then he left her
Yes.
for Kepner.
Yes.
And then they also separated.
Yeah.
Brother. I still love me some Avery, though.
Well, I mean, they had to get married. What are you going to do? Abandon your wedding and
That's true.
your girlfriend
Yeah.
to date
Yeah.
and maybe break up?
Oh, I mean, all I've really seen of her has been, like, intern. So, I don't really have much.
She's
to
a
go
good
on.
surgeon. I think she gets a little too emotional sometimes.
Yeah.
But so do I. I get emotional.
Um,
I cried a lot today.
Not a character I'm too familiar with.
Erica Hahn, extremely biphobic to me. Apparently, Callie Torres wasn't lesbian enough for her because she
Oh,
also
right.
likes penises.
Yeah. I don't know.
So, kind of turfy.
A little bit.
Super biphobic to me.
Another character that kind of just gets lost in the shuffle for me. I don't remember a ton about her.
She wasn't there for very long.
Yeah.
She did George's dad's heart surgery.
Oh.
Yes.
So, in wrestling, there's this thing called go away heat, right? I'll get back to it.
I'm interested to
I'll get back to it.
how this relates.
Yeah, it'll get back.
Okay.
So it's pretty much when I see this person on my team, it's Dominic Mysterio for you.
Oh my god.
So it's like
that
when I
child. He's like 12. I
it's,
hate him.
So go away heat is when I see this person on my TV screen, I am instantly no longer interested in what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's her for me.
I agree.
I kind of like just tuned everything out.
I agree.
Yeah.
We're not going to talk about Rebecca Pope,
I don't even know who that is.
new face Jane Doe.
Okay.
The one that Alex like had sex
Oh,
with and then
yeah,
she
yeah,
pretended she was
yeah.
pregnant. Yeah. That's all I have to say about her. Kind of a blip. Catherine Avery.
I mean, she seems kind of nice, but you told me she does some bad things, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
She has a fiery burning passion for repairing what is the human penis. She's a penile surgeon.
Is she?
She also does urinary tract stuff,
Oh.
bladders and things like that.
Doesn't she hide some really shady stuff too? Or am I thinking of a different?
Yes, but I'm not going to go into that because I don't want to spoil that for you. You're going to be pissed.
Oh, she's really into Richard Weber. That's about all I know about her.
Yes, you're going to get a lot more information on her and Richard Weber. I think she has a lot of trouble letting go
Mm-hmm.
of control over her child. She is a huge helicopter mom.
Yeah.
She keeps forcing Jackson into trying to be like one of the head honchos for the Catherine or the Avery Foundation, right?
He just wants to be a plastics doctor.
He just wants to operate on people, and she wants him to do all this like bureaucratic stuff.
Yeah. He hates it every time he has to do it too.
Like, I like doing presentations and meetings, and you would rather not do all of that.
I'd rather sit here and just be a Twitch streamer and make bajillions of dollars. But I don't, it's not gonna happen.
Well, I mean, a bajillion doesn't exist.
Well, I mean, I'd settle for 6 figures a year, but that's not happening.
Well, we'll see. We'll see where that
that's
goes.
well, what is that in Twitch subs, right?
What is that in Twitch subs?
So 5,000 subs a month is $250 for every sub. I can do math. That's like $12,000 a month.
Yeah.
So that'd be $144,000 before taxes. That's not even counting donations.
5,000 subs a month?
Yeah, that's a lot of subs.
That's like ninja level.
No, he's way over that.
Really?
Yeah.
So what is that, like a Julian thing? Julian Solomita? Or is he over that?
He's probably over that.
Because I know Jenna and Julian are like, they have a multi-million-dollar house.
They're probably over 5, would be my guess. They're probably like closer to 10.
We are very big fans of Jenna and Julian.
Yeah.
I hope that Jenna Marbles comes back to YouTube, but if that's not in the cards for her mental health and her well-being, then that's just not it, and we will respect that and move on.
Yeah. She do want to be tall.
I want to be tall.
I want to be a toothbrush.
It's a beautiful video.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, before I name this character,
okay,
his picture for this is gorgeous.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it's from Station 19.
Okay.
Ben Warren.
Have not seen Station 19.
Ben Warren. Miranda Bailey's husband.
Okay, yeah.
I love him. I think he does some overstepping here and there. But he is by far the least problematic character that I've ever seen.
Except for that episode.
I was about to say.
Yeah.
I think it was the initial shock of hearing that his sister is trans.
I agree.
Male to female.
Yeah.
But he accepted it eventually. He took his time.
Yeah.
But overall, I think the least problematic.
He's just a little rude in the beginning.
Yes. I think he's started to accept that. I don't think we've seen farther than that right now, though.
Not. I think that's actually the last episode we saw.
Yes. I'm not going to talk about Megan Hunt.
Yeah, I don't know who
That's his sister.
Oh.
Owen Hunt.
Not been introduced.
Yes. So I don't have a lot to say about her either because we also see her for like 2 episodes. I can see the mark where you hit your mic.
Yeah. Bonked it.
It's get a lot better when we actually get our mic booms in the mail.
Yeah.
So right now our microphones are just on our desk, so everything we do is kind of bumpy.
Would be a lot better.
Bear with us as we develop in this podcast.
Who's next?
Eliza Minnick. It's the one that Arizona cheated with. She was there for 1 episode.
Yeah, she's just the lady Arizona cheated with. That's all
That is exactly how I feel.
Like, I got nothing else.
Leah Murphy.
Oh, my second least favorite character.
She is the new Izzy.
Yeah.
To me. Way dramatic, gets attached to everybody.
She whines about everything.
Makes everything a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
everything's all about
like
her.
sophomore in high school version of me.
Everything's all about her.
Yes. Ellis Gray. Worst mother.
She's so bad. Like, I get she had Alzheimer's, right? But, like, she was a bad mother before that.
Brilliant surgeon.
Yeah.
The number one person that I would want to operate on me.
Yeah.
Brilliant feminist.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing activist. Horrible person.
Terrible person.
Sorry, my ears flew all over the place in my head. Dr. Herman, this is the one you were talking about, the field surgeon.
She's so mean.
She's mean.
She's got a stick up her butt.
And also very focused.
Yeah.
I would want
I would want her as a
her
surgeon.
to operate on my fetus.
Yeah, I would not like to work under her,
No.
though.
Never. Heather Brooks. Side character to me. Background.
Short hair?
Died during the time where Weber got electrocuted.
Did she have the pixie cut?
No,
Hmm.
that is Dr. Reed, who I think
Oh,
deserved to die.
Yeah.
In my mind, she was
Yeah.
so annoying. She was
Agree.
on track to be the next Izzy.
Oh, yeah, Brooks is the one who looked at a guy who got electrocuted, saw water and running electricity, and then stepped in it.
How do you, as a doctor, you have first aid training. The
Yeah.
basics of first aid is survey the scene to
Yeah.
see if it's safe, right? Because we both have first aid
Yeah.
training. I have a
Brooks-
lot more training.
Yeah. Brooks deserved to die just because of how stupid she was.
She walks into the boiler room, sees that Dr. Weber is dying on the floor,
Yep.
that he is covered in water,
Yep.
and there are wires on the ground with sparks,
Yeah. And that the electrician is also there, unconscious.
and decides, you know, this scene looks safe to me. Let's go. Hey, are you okay? Buzz, buzz.
Yeah.
Now I'm dead.
Exactly. She's just incredibly dumb. For a med
I
student,
think maybe she did it on purpose.
you know?
That's my thought. Nobody
be.
looks at that and thinks, let's go.
Yeah.
That's safe to me.
Yeah.
She had to know that that was an issue because people talk about throwing toasters in water all the time.
Maybe she just had a brain fart at like the worst possible moment.
That's not a brain fart. That is severe incompetency.
Mm.
Who's next? You haven't met Penelope Blake yet.
No.
Dr. Reed.
God. She's dumb.
We didn't see much of her. I think
No.
she was very manipulative. She tried to have sex with Alex Karev
Mhm.
for gains, political gains.
And she got blasted by the hospital shooter. I almost called him the school shooter.
You know, there's a good chance you would have been correct
Yeah.
because we live in the U.S.
Yep. Wouldn't surprise me.
Sadie Harris, the one who cut out her own appendix, the Australian one who didn't know what she was doing as an intern. She got fired.
I don't think I've seen her.
You have. She was early on.
Oh, I do not remember a single thing about her then.
Adele Weber.
Her Alzheimer's made her a bitch.
But I can understand that. Like, I can understand that and
Yeah.
say I get it.
Like, I understand, but also, like, that's kind of rude.
I just got an email from our school saying that my sexual misconduct prevention program certification is expiring.
Oh.
So now I get to once again watch a video that is painful acting,
Mm-hmm.
that is, you know, people don't like to be touched on the ass without their permission.
Yeah.
And people don't like to be told that their boobs look good today.
Yeah. Don't be a creep. It's really not that hard.
I feel like the whole entire lesson should just be don't be a creep.
Yeah. Don't. You know,
Only slide.
If you see a woman and think about doing something, just don't.
Unless she very enthusiastically says yes.
Yeah.
If it's a sure, that is a no.
Yeah.
Don't touch her.
Yeah.
We are huge on consent here.
Mm-hmm.
We do that with even with like hugs or like holding hands. If one of us says no, that's the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that should be the end of every conversation. The answer is no, the answer is no.
Yep.
Thatcher Gray.
Man, he was,
Rude and awful.
I
I
mean-
don't have any positive opinion of Thatcher Gray.
I have a positive opinion of him.
Hmm.
He got screwed.
I agree.
Like, his wife cheated on him.
I will accept that one thing, but the rest of the time, he has been a complete ass.
Oh, yeah. But the downward spiral was started not because of him.
Correct.
It was Alice Gray's fault.
I agree. We're not talking about Shane Ross. I'm not talking about him. Matthew Taylor, the one that Kepner left at the altar.
Ah. Again,
Background.
Background noise.
I agree. I don't remember who Henry is.
Isn't
He's
that-
the one with the heart issue. Teddy's husband.
Yeah.
Teddy's husband that died.
Yeah.
I liked Henry a lot.
It was nice.
He was very nice. That's all I have to say about him is he was
Yeah,
very
really
nice.
That's,
He wasn't here for very long,
That's pretty
but
much
he
all his
was
character
so
is.
kind.
Yeah.
Hannah Davies, the stupid, cowardly EMT who held the bomb and then let go of it to run out.
What a dummy. But also, like, I kind of get it.
Yes.
Like, holding a bomb would be terrifying.
Right, but this isn't real life, so I get to call her a coward
That's
and
true.
mean it.
Alright, who's next?
You haven't met Betty yet.
Nope.
You haven't met Sam yet.
Nope.
Jason Myers, Chess Peckwell. The nurse that Joe dates for a little bit to make Alex jealous.
No, I have zero recollection of this character.
You have not met Finn yet.
Nope.
Yes, you have.
Have I?
Yeah. He's the veterinarian.
Oh, the one that Meredith, like, thinks about
Yes,
dating?
I don't like him. I didn't like him for her.
I mean, he's a vet, so...
Yeah. Have you met Karina DeLuca?
No.
And you haven't met Nico Kim, the other gay
Nope.
doctor.
I'm not.
That is the entire list.
There's a lot of really bad characters in this show.
I think that's what makes it entertaining, though.
Yeah, it's kind of just a lot of shitty people hanging out.
Mm-hmm. Things you would have liked to see done differently. We already know the Alex one.
Alex, I kind of wish they would have killed off Izzy.
I agree. I think Izzy should have died. I think, now this could be a hot take, but I think that Lexi and Mark should have survived.
Who should have died in their place? Because if you have a big plane crash
Owen?
like that, two characters have to die.
Owen.
Okay.
And then just Owen.
No, you gotta have two characters.
Teddy. Owen and Teddy should
They
have died.
weren't on the plane, though.
They should have died. They should have got on the plane and died.
Who on the plane would you exchange for Mark and Little Gray?
Arizona
Okay.
and Derek.
Ooh. Was this pre-Zola?
This was Zola, just like a little bit after they adopted her.
That would have been interesting.
So I would have liked to see how that played out.
That would have been really interesting.
Would have been less trauma for Zola than to
Yeah.
hear her dad got run over by a trailer.
Hit by a truck that had 700 miles to stop. The number's just going to keep increasing every time I mention it.
What are your hot takes on the series?
As a whole,
Mhm.
the series kind of sucks.
I will pretend that I did not hear my husband just say that.
I don't like, because they kind of
It's
reuse...
raunchy television. You're
Yeah.
supposed to.
They kind of reuse plot points a lot.
Okay, yeah, they have.
Yeah,
They've
it's
had a
like-
shooter in the hospital twice now.
Yeah.
They
Every
had
couple
bombs
seasons-
twice, I think. They had car crashes like every season.
Yeah, their elevator stops working every, 2 seasons.
It's probably like every 10 minutes, actually.
And the elevator only stops working when they have a critical patient in it.
Yeah.
It doesn't stop working at 6 a.m. when nothing's going on.
Don't ruin this for me. Don't ruin this series for me.
I'm just saying, brother.
You know, it's kind of rude.
Yeah,
It's
well,
kind of rude.
Is it though? Is it that rude? Where are we at on time?
We're at 46 minutes.
Not bad.
Anyways.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah,
That was a lot of fun.
it was.
I think 45 minutes to an hour is going to be about our episode length.
Some might go an hour and a half. Depends on how into the topic we can get.
45 minutes will be the minimum, though.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Tune in next week for Snake Oil.
Yeah, if we can come up
That's-
with ideas. We'll see how that goes.
We are taking inspiration from Jenna Marbles and Julian
Yes.
Solomita from
All
their
credit.
Jenna Julian podcast.
All credit to them.
Yeah, go ahead and look at their podcast because that was absolutely hilarious.
It's way better than ours.
100%. Theirs is so much better than ours, and their snake oil episodes are the funniest things that I have ever seen in my entire life.
I agree.
So, All right, awesome.
Thanks for listening.
And
We'll be back.
we'll see you next week.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.